Hi, my name is Jaylene, and as my username suggests, I am Jaylene in Texas. So today I'm going to be breaking down Proposition 1 in the constitutional amendments that we will be voting on here in the state of Texas on November 4th. So Proposition 1 is funding for trade schools. It is going to be $850 million that is allotted for infrastructure improvement, and it is just for infrastructure. These $850 million will be allotted to TSTC, the Texas State Technical College System. This is a board of people that are elected by the governor. So this money will be allotted to them to spend on infrastructural costs of improving and modernizing our infrastructure for trade schools here in Texas. Now, I am here to tell you to vote no, and then I'm here to explain to you why you should be voting no on Proposition 1. So these $850 million are going to be allotted annually every year to the TSTC board and the state comptroller. And this is going to exist outside of the Texas state budget, which means that it does not have Senate approval. It basically gets stamped yes every single year. Now, the first question I'm going to ask you as someone watching this is, what would you do with $1 million? You would pay off loans, you would buy a house, you would invest, you would spend money on your friends and loved ones and pay off their debt. Now, what would you do with $850 million? Exactly. For a lot of us, I can't even fathom what $850 million would look like. I can't even fathom what I would do with $850 million. And quite frankly, it is just an absurd amount of money to basically be writing a blank check for these people. Because on top of the fact that this TSTC board is not elected by us, they get elected by the governor, and then the only other person who would be managing this fund is the state comptroller. All this means is that there is oversight only between the state comptroller and the TSTC board. So they're just kind of approving each other, and there is no independent oversight. There is no independent auditing of this $850 million budget. Another point to make for Proposition 1 is the fact that these $850 million are only for infrastructural costs. So this includes buying the land, building on the land, the buildings that are going to go on the land, and things like computers and desks and door frames and things like that. But these $850 million will not be allotted to go towards staff, teacher salaries, scholarships, which kind of feeds into my next point, which is, if they really cared about the students and about building a trade workforce, they would have invested into scholarships and they would have invested into the actual people. But instead, what I think they want is free checks to cash in for each other. Because let me tell you a little something about the state and federal government. Not only do they not care about you, but they are also known for outrageous spending that can go unchecked in propositions like this.